always be tight. Family every single day. And even when I start acting like a fool, somehow I always can fall back.
What's up, T-Tubers? What's up? What's up? What's up? And welcome back for episode 4. Okay. First things first, y'all already know. Y'all make sure y'all got something chilling before I even pour up. Y'all make sure y'all got it. Second thing second, I'm gonna show y'all this drip real quick. Y'all see my lips? They're kind of ashy. My lips ain't never really messed up. But I'm gonna show y'all this house of drip real quick. I'm gonna demonstrate for my ladies. One serving. Y'all see that? I'm popping or whatever. So y'all can shop this at houseofdrip.co, no M. And I'm coming up with, well, we're coming up, me and my best friend who owns House of Drip, yes, boo. We're coming up with some type of incentive for my females. And we got something, or she got something for the males as well. But we working together so that y'all could just promo based off of being a fan of mine. So just give me like a week or two to set that in place. Now, y'all already know, subscribe. And if y'all didn't subscribe, tell a friend to tell a friend and tell a friend. Y'all all subscribe together. Because we healing. You know. So, while we pouring up, and I got my Gallo Peach. I think I was drinking this in one of my other videos, but I like this. And it's super on chill. But anywho, today's edition is going to be the family edition. And it's been a struggle to figure out the topic for this one because I didn't record it about 5 times prior to. And the topic just wasn't working for me personally. But this is going to be about the family issues we deal with. And everybody's issues are different within their family and how to basically overcome that. I mean, like for me, growing up, I kind of felt like, sip first. That's cold. I kind of felt like a loner within my family, like my immediate family per se. And I know they're all watching because they are my big support as far as me doing this. And this has been a struggle for me because I don't really like being in front of a camera. I mean, I like doing my own thing, but, you know, talking to the world is big for me. But growing up, I really felt like a loner. I was the middle of 5, and my older siblings are 5 and 6 years older than me. And then my younger siblings, as far as my mom, and living in my mom's house rather, my younger siblings are 7 and 14 years younger than me. So I was smack dead in the middle of 3 different generations like J. Cole. And I felt out of place a lot of times. A lot of times I felt rather that I was unloved, or I didn't really have anybody to talk to because nobody understood from my perspective. And I see my friends and they're in similar situations, or they're in worse situations. And it kind of, it's like mind boggling because it's not fair. And y'all know from the parent edition that I don't really like to say the word fair, but it's kind of unfair, the placement or the weight that we put on our shoulders when it comes to our family. Like, I've always been the outspoken person, like the outspoken child. I don't care what I say. I don't care how I say it. It's going to be the truth. It's going to be from the heart, and it's going to be from the mind. Both combined, and we just going to say what we want to say. And a lot of times I have to sit back and realize, maybe I could have said this a better way, but would it still have resonated on somebody's mind, or would it still have gotten through to them the same way if I had said it a little nicer? So, again, a lot of times I felt out of place as a child, and even still sometimes I feel out of place because I feel like, yeah, I'm making a way for myself, but sometimes I don't feel comfortable speaking up or speaking on how I feel because I don't want to offend anybody in any type of negative way. And that's a bad thing to me. To me, y'all know. It's all about, not it's all about me, but this is just my perspective because you may have your own perspective of things. To me, I feel like it's a bad thing that not being as outspoken as I'm used to being, because it takes out of my energy to not say how I truly feel or to not say what I truly know to, like, maybe my sister or my brother or my sisters or my brothers or whatever the case may be, or my parents for that matter, because I'm big on, I'm not the child, I'm not the lover, I'm not the mother. To sit here and say that I have not said things to my parents that they may have not liked, but it was the truth. I'm not the type of person to bite my tongue. Well, I wasn't, at least. But sometimes people need to hear that. Sometimes people need to hear the truth. It doesn't matter if they're your family or not. And a lot of times we get so caught up in the fact that people are our family or are blood related, and we don't stick on what we feel or what we know is right. It's like, using this as an example, it's like your mom, I'm using this as an example, okay? It's like your mom constantly like on you about something that don't even have nothing to do with you. And you're just taking it. And it's like, all right, when you gonna speak up for yourself? I'm the type of person who will speak up for myself, so I can't really relate. And a lot of people judge me off of that. Like, me and my mom have the type of relationship, like, one day we could be the best of friends, and the next day we could be the best of enemies. That's just, I don't want to say that's a mother-daughter relationship, because I typically don't want that, for me and my kids, but that's just how it is. You're going to clash. It's hormones involved as far as the mom and the daughter are concerned. And a lot of people judge me off of how me and my mom are, and it's weird because, like, I've been dealing with this my whole life. Like, we're honest as far as how we feel with each other. If I don't like something, I'm going to let her know. I don't like that. I don't like it. And I would want my kids to be outspoken to the point where if I'm doing something that they don't like, or they don't, it doesn't sit well with them, I would want them to sit there and tell me, I don't like this. I don't like when you do this because it makes me feel this way. Okay, understood. Another perspective. Same thing with dads and their sons. If your dad cheating on your mom, are you going to go out there and cheat on other women? Or are you going to tell your dad, like, look, that's my mom at the end of the day? A lot of people feel like because people are their parents or people are their siblings that they can't speak up for themselves. And I'm not one of those people. If I don't like something my sister does or my brother does, I'm going to tell them. Like, we done got in plenty of fights. Hey, it's life. I'm just not that person. So when I hear of my friends accepting certain things, I'm just like that friend that's like, you don't have to accept the fact that somebody is treating you like you're any different from them, because nobody is different from the next person except for mentally. I mean, yeah, but nobody is better than the next person, because you could be at here today and be at here tomorrow, or here and we could be on the same plane, or I could be above you and you could be below me, however you look at it. But why not think of it as, if you're in this situation, the way, you would feel. And again, that goes back to saying, like, I have cousins, I could go on about the different stories where I see people going through things that I just personally would not put up with. And I wouldn't care who you are. Like, that's like accepting. That's like accepting one thing from a man or a woman that you wouldn't accept from your family. No, it should be the fact that if you're not going to accept this from this man or this woman, you're not going to accept this from your family as well. It all connect. What you accept here is what you will accept there. And you have to be willing to tell yourself, like, you're bigger than that, and you know you're worth more than what other people make you out to be. I have a friend, and this topic was brought upon, like, as far as the family edition, the original family edition that I did want to go with is cutting people off, because I'm big at cutting people off, especially in my family. Like, they're probably the easiest people to cut off. And it's not to say because I love them any less, but it's because I love them even more. But I changed that topic into family issues because it was getting too deep for me mentally, and it was kind of draining me when I was previously recording, because I could go on and on and on and on and on and on. I didn't want to offend anybody. Just being me or whatever. I didn't want to offend anybody by what I was talking about, but that's neither here or there. I been knew the topic, well, the edition rather, was going to be the family edition. And one of my friends, and I would consider her a friend, she texted me like 3 long paragraphs. And I didn't even know that she was watching my videos. And it was like, dang, yeah, this even more reason, because I know her personal background. And I know how hard it is for her to cut certain people out of her life. And then another friend of mine, we talk, daily. And she has people or dealings that she wants to cut off, but she can't necessarily find the right time or the right headspace to do so. And then I have, because I got friends for days, my best friend, because she would have killed me. I mean, I already mentioned her lipstick, but she would have killed me if I went another episode without mentioning her. But my best friend, and she probably gonna look at this different now that I said it, but it's a lot of situations that I look at her where, she does the same thing as me. And she can cut somebody off who's major in her life for a while, and then she could go back in, and start fresh. It's okay to not accept things from people just because of who they are. Your mom, your dad, your sisters, your brothers, your cousins, your kids, whomever it may be. It's okay to cut people off and get a fresh start. Take some time away to process everything and decide whether you really want this person to be in your life forever. Just because somebody is your family member does not mean they have to be in your life forever. Let me tell you that now. Okay? And let's clink to that. People don't have to be in your life forever. Sometimes people are a lesson. And if you can look at that from a person who's not necessarily in your bloodline, then you should look at that from the people who are in your bloodline. It's harder. for most people, not me, but it's harder for most people to cut off those types of people who are so significant in their life, who did play a major part in them molding or becoming who they are today. But I mean, I was supposed to go to no, I went the right way. Yeah. But it's okay. It's okay to tell yourself, like, this person just ain't good for me at this time. You know, all the toxicity that comes in between our relationship is not good for me. For me, because with healing, you have to put yourself first. You see this? This is first. All the way at the tip of the screen. First. You have to put yourself first. And if you don't put yourself first when it comes to yourself, and the next family, and then friends, and so forth, and so forth, and so forth, then what's the point? What's the point of trying to heal if you're not really trying to... My phone never has storage, but anywho, what's the point of trying to heal if you're not really trying to grow, or you're really not trying to heal? If you can't take into consideration that you come first, then is no point of even watching this right here, because your family are going to do what they want to do, just like you feel as though because, excuse me, let me adjust. Y'all gonna see my flaws and all. We ain't even finna pretend over here. Just like you see that your family, or you're letting your family do these types of things, your family can see that as well. And they're going to keep on taking advantage of the fact that you're you and they're them. But let the shoe be on the other foot. They wouldn't accept the same thing. So why are you? That's really the biggest question. Why are you accepting the same thing that they wouldn't accept? Me personally, my sisters know. My brother knows, at least one of them. My brother knows, like, I don't mind not speaking to you. Because if you can't see the wrong in your actions, then who am I to continuously tell you? But at the same time, I give my siblings that hard love where they can come to me at any time, and I'm going to always be truthful, and that's why they do come to me. You know, it doesn't matter where I stand as far as the generational, or being the middle child, rather. It doesn't matter whether I'm younger or older. My siblings treat me the same because I am so outspoken and I am so honest. I just feel like going back to my friend who texts me, it's like I know her personal situation. And a lot of times I've had to tell her personally, cut this person off. Like, this person ain't for you. If somebody blames you for why they are the way they are, they're not for you. Me personally, like, I went through that a lot in a relationship. I'm not accepting it in a relationship. No, rather, if I'm not accepting of it in that relationship, if I didn't like it there, why would I like it here again? And somebody comment below, please, and tell me how to add more phone storage. Not iCloud storage, but phone storage. Like, I got a 64 gigabyte phone, but I need like a 512 gigabyte phone. Somebody tell me how to do that one. But anyway, back to the topic. So in the beginning, I started off by saying, like, how I always felt out of place growing up and not having anybody to talk to. Until this day, like, I am still the same way. Like, a lot of times, even with like my friends and stuff like that, sometimes I feel like I don't want to talk. I don't want to tell you what I'm going through. And those issues stem from me feeling as though I didn't have, I mean, even though I'm outspoken, a lot of times, a lot of things I personally went through, I personally went through, I felt like I didn't have anyone to talk to. And your family should, I mean, in my opinion, as far as my own personal family, you know, that I'm building, again, I would want them to be able to come to me and talk to me. I would want them to have each other to talk to as far as my kids are concerned. And a lot of times I felt so out of place that I felt like nobody understood, rather, where I was coming from. And if they did try to understand, or I did end up talking, I felt like I was dismissed, or I had to suck it up. The worst people to feel that from is your family. Because those are supposed to be the closest. I mean, you're bounded by blood. You're always going to be family. Even if you say, forget them, or fuck you, don't talk to me ever again, I never want to see you again. And even if you never see them again, that's still your family. So a lot of times we think that we don't get the opportunity to choose our family as well. You know, blood doesn't always necessarily mean that it's supposed to be. Y'all don't have to be the best of friends. You and your parents don't have to be the best of friends. You and your siblings don't have to be the best of friends, or whatever. I mean, you should always have someone you could go to, and talk to. But you have to learn where like last episode I talked about them lists. Make that same exact list for your family. What you're willing and what you're not willing to accept that disturbs your peace. And if your family members can't meet them requirements as far as you are concerned, then good riddance. Goodbye. Because if the shoe was on the other foot, they wouldn't hesitate to cut you off, or they wouldn't hesitate to treat you how they want to treat you. So you act accordingly. You take what you want out of life and you apply that to every situation, whether, again, family, friend, relationship. And with that, you're more understanding of who you are. You're more willing to heal versus had you not made that list. Oh, if you didn't make the list, or rather, if I didn't make the list, I would be more accepting of people treating me how they choose to treat me, or treating me like I'm regular. I'm not regular. You're not regular. We're not regular. You're not a regular person. You're extraordinary. And just because somebody is close to you as far as family-wise or friendship or whatever, doesn't mean that they get the opportunity to treat you like you're regular. But at that same point, you cannot allow them. You cannot be accepting of, or you can be accepting of it, but you can also, you have that choice to walk away from that toxicity. Don't settle, ever. Again, we talked about this in the relationship edition. Don't settle, not even for your family. Don't settle, not even for yourself. Because if you're healing, and I know it's like 4 different angles, but if you're healing, why would you be accepting of people treating you any type of way? You can't heal that way. It's impossible. Let me be the first, the last. I don't care. Let me be the person to tell you it's impossible to keep the same toxicity around you, or them negatives like we talked about in the friendship edition. It's impossible to keep them same negatives around you and expect positivity from yourself. No. I'm not saying go out and your mama made you mad, so you want to be like, F you, mom, blah, 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 blah. No, kill people with silence. You don't have to explain much. Like I said, if you explain to them this first time or whatever the case may be, and they continue to do what they do, then that's on them. It's on them. But don't allow yourself, rather, to get caught up in the generational mind state that because somebody has such importance in your life that they're supposed to be there forever. Sometimes people are a lesson, and that includes family. Everything I'm going to keep on saying, it includes family. Like I say, if you want to accept it there, don't accept it here. It's just that simple. I mean, it's hard. It's easier said than done, rather. But it is what it is. You have to be willing to take the bad with the good. And by taking the bad, you're cutting off somebody who has that importance in your life, or you're letting go of whatever issues that you do have with this person. Maybe they're not letting go of those issues. But it is what it is. It's all about you at the end of the day. And never, capital letters, never forget that it's all about you at the end of the day. People gonna be dumb. Doesn't matter who the person is. But you gotta be you. And you have to love you first. You can't just accept anything in your life and expect for things to get better. If you're accepting just plain on anything, then why would you not expect anything to just happen inside of your life? That's kind of dumb. Again, I'm here to be honest. And I appreciate the people who have a hard time moving on from whatever issues that they have with their family. Because at the same time, it shows that they're just passionate. You're just passionate. I mean, a lot of times I fall into a state of mind where I'm just like, well, why can't this person understand from my perspective? Why can't this? And how come that? And eventually I just get to the point like, my great friend, fuck them. Fuck them. You can say that about your family. There's no hard feelings, no love lost, but they're hindering you. If they're hindering you, they're not helping. It's the opposite. Opposites attract, but in that situation, it does not. So, I know I was kind of all over the place with this one because, like I said, this is a deep topic for me because a lot of people are not willing to accept the fact that they have to let certain people in their lives go, especially when it comes to family. So it's kind of hard for me to talk to a lot of my friends about this topic. But, I mean, hey, if it don't reach them, it's going to reach somebody else. We're going to do our click clank because it's been a lot of takes on this one. Maybe the next one will be even better. Maybe y'all give me some feedback that'll assist me, some stories that'll assist me on this one, other than my own personal ones and continuously saying friend, 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 friend. But, you know, click clank. I ain't gonna go to that. But y'all already know, like, comment, feedback on all my networks. And ladies, don't forget y'all drip, because I'm still dripping. HustleDrip.co. I'll put it in the description. And Y'all stay blessed and keep healing. Subscribe. And we'll be back next week with more.